It's a really cool time where Mr. Blaze will show you how to use all the tech that you have, software, hardware, and any other site or anything that you need help with. I'm extending you a formal invitation to join me on Tuesdays to work all of those tech woes out of your system. Hey guys, it's Mr. Blaze, my tech channel. I just wanted to share with you a fun little area of Google that a lot of people probably haven't explored, and it's super helpful. It's called Google Spaces. From within your Gmail, you'll see on the left side, depending on how you have your Gmail arranged, I have all of my labels on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is where I have all of my chat. And then here in the bottom, there are spaces. Now, if you don't have the spaces yet, it may just say spaces labeled, but this also may be just a feature for more enterprise or education, Google Suite level accounts. So if you don't have this feature yet enabled, it might be enabled down the road, but for right now, I'm an educator, so I have this enabled. And if you don't have any spaces created yet, as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 created. You just hit the little plus bar here, not bar, button, and then you could label your space. So I could start just a general conversation. I could browse spaces if I want to look for other spaces in here. Find a bot. I haven't used the bot feature yet, so maybe a little bit more in another YouTube video. Message request. I haven't used that feature yet either. So I'm more concerned with the create space option. So I'm going to click create space. I'm going to name this, we'll call this demo space. And then here, you can also hit the plus to choose an emoji that represents your space if you want. I'm just going to do this kind of nerdy one. So I'm kind of a nerd. Enter a few people on that space. And we have there we go. We have a few people. You can enter as many as you want. And you can always come back. I like using threaded replies, so that way you can have topics organized. So today we're talking about our first meeting, and then we have another thread talking about our future projects. You can keep things organized. You can also choose to allow people outside your organization to join, which I probably wouldn't if you're just getting started. Click create. And what it will do at this point, it should send invitations to other people and invite them into that space. And then you can see here, this is the demo space I have. You would type in your chat, you could type test message, just a simple text message. You can also select the plus button here. You could create a Google Doc within this space. You can create a Google Slide or a Google Sheet. You can also just select and add a drive file. So if I wanted to add a drive file here, I could go ahead and I'll choose something. Here's a presentation I made. I'm going to add that in there. And you can add a text, my presentation. Check it out. And then I click the arrow over on the right-hand side. And then in here, you can leave the permissions the same. You can allow it to be all the comment. You can choose edit or view. You can turn link sharing on, which I'm not going to because I only want this conversation within a private group here, but you could change that. You can also select don't give access, so maybe they can just view it. All right, so now I'm just going to put, I just want them to comment on this. I'll click send. Also within the chat, you can, if you type, you can have the use of emojis within the chat. You can add little GIFs. Put something like that in there. You know, if someone did something really smart and witty. You can upload a file that's on your desktop. Say I have something here on my desktop I wanted to upload. A simple background here, I'll upload that. You can also add a video meeting if you wanted to do a chat, you know, Google Meet chat to discuss options. I'm not going to do that right now. And then once you get out of your demo space, so say I go out, I click this top left arrow. Oh, sorry, before I do that, let's go into files. So all of the files I've added so far are right in here. I've added those with kind of like an inline in the chat. You can also go and click add file. You can search your file from within Google Drive. So say I'm looking for something within my drive. I type in what I'm looking for. You can be very specific in your search, file type, and all of that. And then you could add in. Click insert, and you can add files that way, and it shows up in the chat. It'll also show up here in the files. Oh, it didn't show up. Let's try that again. All right, so I'm going to click that in. I'm going to allow people to edit this time. And now I'm going to go to files, and it should show up there in my file. So you can add files in that way. Tasks, you can add tasks to, let's say we add a task. I'm going to put edit new document. You can assign that to someone. I'm going to put a date in there of, let's say, Friday. You can set a time. Click OK. I'm going to assign that to one of the people that are in the chat in this group. And then I've added that, and now that person will know. And then we can have a chat about that document for Spaces. And this also shows up right here to edit that task. You can have conversation right in there. So you can see the person gets a notification in the stream. And now I'm out of the chat. So to go back to the space, it kind of shrunk down over here. You can click here. And now we can go back into the chat. You can also, if someone does chat, it will give you a pop-up notification. And that is, you can also add in little emoji comments on items that were put in the feed here. I can also forward to my inbox if I want, and it'll forward that to my inbox. You can also delete that comment. You can also search from within. So if you want to search for something in that demo space, I could put in there Akuda, and it'll pull up my Akuda. So that's searched right within my demo space, not my Gmail. And now we go back to click demo space, and we have that. So that, my friends, is how you use Google Spaces. And I have multiple Google Spaces here. So if you want to go back to your inbox, just select inbox and it'll go back. You can see I have other multiple spaces. It is a really good, efficient use of time and energy. And instead of having to look for multiple docs in multiple places and within your drive, you have everything you need related to that topic within that group and nowhere else. So it's right there, and it's just nice and organized. Definitely worth checking out. It's Google Spaces. Hopefully this demo helped you out. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments below. And if you'd like me to further illustrate more topics within Google Spaces, again, comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.